Good Saturday morning to everybody, and welcome to Mortgage Matters with Rob Weinberg. I'm Gary Byron. Glad to have you on board. Rob, how are you, buddy?
Doing well.
I see. I got to tell you. I see you brought a guest in this morning. I thought maybe you're bringing in your bodyguard. I was like, no one's trying to rough you up or anything, right? All you do is help people. So.
Yeah, it's Mr. Jerry Z, King of Real Estate.
Good morning.
Jerry Z.
Love the title. Yes, good morning.
King of Connecticut real estate, or is it all of Southern New England real estate?
Working on it, sure. Yeah, I'm a real estate professional and killing it out there in the market, working hard to help people. Yeah.
Good. How did you guys meet? When did you meet? Or
Mutual customer, actually, a client I had helped refinance a couple years ago on their property, and they were ready to buy their dream home, upgrade a bit, and they were working with Jerry, so we had the opportunity to work together, and the transaction went really well. And as you know, with real estate, usually there's problems, and this one just really went through with flying colors. So we hit it off. It went well, and we've worked on another couple deals since.
Yeah, and I've got, if you're in real estate, I got some questions for you. And by the way, folks, we got a little surprise for you towards the end of the show. I'll give you a little hint right now. You could walk away with something that's free. It's got an incredible value to it, like $500 value. You can get it absolutely free. I know you want more details. I promise you, at the end of the show, I'll give it to you. Really quickly, a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so thanks, Gary. So, again, my name is Jerry Z. I've been in real estate for about 13 years.
Okay. Nice.
I work with a company called Rovithis Realty. We're out of Agawam is their world headquarters, we like to say. Wow. Just opened an office in West Hartford. We're expanding into Worcester County. Right now we're servicing Hartford, Tolland, Windham counties in Connecticut. Honestly, I live to help people get into and out of real estate and solve those problems. And, I just really love working with people.
What got you into real estate?
That's a great question. I mean, I think it probably started early, just, having an appreciation for homes and architecture, kind of where it started. And, and then 13 years ago, decided to get my license. It takes some time to get, like in anything else, to get your head around it and get good at it. And really now it's about solving problems. It's about helping people. Really significant. I mean, you can't say you find somebody a home they didn't think they could buy it. Working with a good mortgage person and a good realtor, I've had feedback. Oh, that was the easiest thing. I thought it'd be so much harder. And now they're a homeowner. I just sold a property a couple weeks ago to a 23-year-old that never thought he could buy and change his kid's life.
Oh, it's just, young 23.
Yeah,
that's impressive. I'm with you. I mean, the things I'm learning from Rob Weinberg. I'm kind of the host of the show, and I'm learning things as I go along. I didn't even know that there was really even. I'll actually say it's a necessity. I don't even think this is a luxury. I mean, what I'm learning from Rob every week is. I can't imagine now going forward not having a broker. Somebody, really, what you do in the ways that you're saving money, you're really saving people money, and you're showing them how to diversify. That if you've got ideas of buying multiple properties, for example, I'll give you an example of what I mean. I always thought put as much money down on a piece of property that you buy so you can keep your monthly payments low. And not only did he explain no to Rob, I'm pointing to Rob, but he articulated very, very, very nicely, very clearly why it's not necessarily a good thing. And I think most people wouldn't even know that. What is it like right now to be a home buyer in 2021? Is it?
It's
good or
yeah. I mean, I'm going to let Rob comment on that as well. But I would like to say it's an amazing time in history. We're talking interest rates so low, the lowest they've been in over 50 years, right? But then at the same time, one of the most competitive markets we've seen in a really long time. There's fewer listings on the market than there's been in 30 years.
So the inventory is low, which means if you know anything about supply and demand, that the price is going to be, with a low inventory.
You got it.
The asking price is going to be
lots of competition, and then just in terms of when you approach a property and you like it, last week I had a property up in Worcester. It doesn't matter. Connecticut, it doesn't matter. 15, 20 offers on a property is not that uncommon. We're talking 20, 30,000 over asking price. They're waiving inspections. They're waiving appraisals. It's gnarly. So there are some creative solutions. I mean, you got to have a proactive, aggressive agent like myself. But you have to have a good team. you have to have some creative thinking in these times.
I'm going to
sure.
talk to you about the teamwork in just a moment. In fact, there's a couple of questions that are essential. But since I did ask you what it's like to be a home buyer in 2021, I guess the companion question to that is, what is it like to be a home seller in 2021?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't say this strongly enough. It is a seller's market. So since inventory is so low, simple supply and demand, somebody choosing to go on the market now can put it on for higher than expected and pretty much set the table themselves. They're going to have a huge pile of offers coming in. They're going to work with 20% down. Cash buyers are on the table. They're taking, if you have a home contingency, meaning you have something to sell next in a lot of cases, and they're picking and choosing who they're working with and the terms.
Well, they're selling their house high. That means they're buying their next house high, providing that they're staying in Connecticut. So you're really laying flat, right? I mean, you're making more. You're putting money in one pocket and taking it out of the other.
That's why the inventory's so tight.
Right.
Is because they know, I'm going to sell for a lot, but I'm going to buy for high too.
Rob, what are the benefits of working in tandem with a real estate agent?
I mean, a team,
from your perspective,
a team of an expert realtor and a seasoned mortgage professional, that's going to be an all-star team. I mean, there's other parts of the wealth team, appraisers, home inspectors,
Sure.
and, there's other people, but it's really going to start with a solid pre-approval from a mortgage lender. And, there are going to be problems. We have a buyer right now that's got some major employment issues, but we talked about them. We knew from the get-go, here's the problem. And this we talked about last week, switching jobs in the middle of a transaction. It's happening.
I have this buyer, by the way, so we're working this one together. It's been a challenge, but honestly, staying in communication with each other has been super helpful.
That's the key, and that's why a lot of the time someone will come to me with a realtor I've never worked with before, or no offense, but a part-time realtor that's only done a few deals. A friend, a family member. It's just in this market, you need the professionals. You need the wealth team to be working in tandem because there will be problems. But if we know about them, we can set the stage for everybody.
How often do you get to know the real estate agent intimately? Where you know them that?
Pretty often.
Okay.
That's why I prefer to work with ones that are on their game and know it. And it's not everyone. It's a small percentage of real estate professionals, especially in Connecticut, because I do business in other areas. I'm from Florida. I'm licensed in other states. I will say that Connecticut, unfortunately, there's a lot of amateur realtors out there in Connecticut. Mm-hmm. People that have only been doing it a short amount of time, have a couple transactions under their belt. Maybe they heard you could make money by selling real estate, so they sold a house for someone. Now they think they're a pro. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's just too many variables to risk it in this market.
Yeah. Jerry, you mentioned a moment ago that you're working with somebody together, actually.
Yeah.
23 years old. Maybe he's changing jobs. Got a few hoops he's got to jump through.
Yeah.
How challenging is it for somebody in their early to even mid-20s now to get a mortgage?
Well, I mean, it really depends on numbers. I mean, it doesn't really matter on age. So if they have a good job, their income looks good, their debt-to-income ratio is good, have at it.
Doesn't matter what the age is. They could be 19.
The reason why I say that is because usually you're still pretty low on the corporate ladder, providing if you're even going the corporate route. You could be in vocational. I mean, if you're doing electrical, I mean,
we can use education as part of an employment history. So if you're right out of college and you got a good job, we can move forward right away. We can use that history of your education as part of your mortgage qualification, because everyone knows you're going to go to college. If you have a high-paying job, you probably are doing some sort of training or you had some sort of secondary education. So it's not as challenging as you think. But again, working as a team, we can identify those situations where there's a job change, there's an income issue, sometimes there's a property issue. He'll tell me, hey, Rob, this property's not going to pass an FHA appraisal. Here's why. We know that ahead. We can plan for it and tell everybody.
Rob, you mentioned having a good paying job. What's a good paying job?
A good paying job really just comes down to stability. Some areas in Connecticut, you could buy a house with $30,000 or $40,000 a year income. Other parts of Connecticut, maybe Fairfield County, you need close to a six-figure income, to make the numbers work. Taxes, insurance, the property prices. So it really comes down to, again, working with that expert agent